Hey guys, what's going on? I'm doing my Bullseye trades review update for this week. I think it's week 18 or 19. I think 19. And if you want to read all about Bullseye trades in full, I did this review article and you can go in the description below and go down and look through it all. Basically, it's one options trade a week, starts on Monday. You get a bunch of due diligence on it and you can kind of time your entry and exit based on that and based on your own analysis as well. So it's really helpful. I did an interview recently, I've left a link in this article, you can go and check it out, with Jeff Bishop, the guy that runs the service, and in that he gives some extra tips and tricks and gives some insight into his own thought process and his career over the last 20 years in trading. So definitely come and check this article out. You'll find the full track record under a list of trades, going all the way back to the very start of 2020, so the whole year, all documented here. All the way down here, so it just goes on and on and on. Trying to give the most transparent track record possible, so definitely check these out. And I'll be adding this one in for last week's once I've completed it here. So before I go on though, there's something really exciting happening on on Monday. So on Monday night, if you're watching this, I'm doing an interview with Jason Bond, who is the co-founder of Raging Bull, alongside Jeff Bishop. So Jeff does Bullseye trades and Jason Bond does a whole bunch of other services, including one fairly new one called Wall Street Bookie, which is selling spreads, bull puts. And I'm going to be quizzing him on that. I've been taking some of his trades, and it's going to be really exciting to get some of our questions answered from Jason himself. So if you guys want to join, I'll leave a link in the description to come to this video. It's on my channel, obviously, and you've got a chat box over here that we'll be able to, you guys will be able to talk to Jason now when we're live. So it's live on September 26th at 7 p.m. Central Time, so that's Monday. So definitely come and check that out. I think it'll be a lot of fun and pretty informative as well. Jason's an interesting guy, so we'll see. Okay, so on to Bullseye trades for the week. So it was a pretty crazy week in the markets. This week's pick was CAT, C-A-T. And it was one of the biggest winners yet. It was massive, but it was a really difficult week to trade. I'll talk about that in a little bit too. And so here's the email that came out basically saying, let's see if I can zoom in, sometimes it's easier, there we go. So you can see some of what he's saying here is he thinks that rallies will be short-lived and sell-offs will continue, and that's exactly what happened. We had a horrendous week in the market this week. Big sell-off on Friday especially. Pretty nasty stuff. Nasty unless you were short on this trade, which is what he was recommending. So he was looking for a put, so he bought puts near $6 for October 7th on CAT and gave a stop loss and his target. He then also went on at 11 o'clock on Monday this last week to talk about what he really thought the market would do in more detail and look at the Keltner channels and all these things. It was pretty informative. So anyway, let's look at what happened, because that's what everybody wants to know, is do these services work? What happens with the trade? So that's why I do these series, to walk people through every single step. So here is the chart for CAT or CAT, Caterpillar. And so this is Monday right here, Monday, and then this is Friday today right here. And so you can see if you had puts on this and you'd held them all week, you'd be doing pretty well. The price declined pretty dramatically all the way down to 164 from 182. And if you'd held the puts from here all the way down to here, you'd be up 400% on the trade. But real life, generally you don't capture the whole move, right? Unfortunately, in this case, I only captured a very small part of the move, mainly because of midweek FOMC. Always freaks me out. You're never quite sure if the market's going to rally or tank based on it. And so I got in actually fairly early for me. Normally I'd wait till later on the Monday or even the Tuesday to enter. But I actually did see this rally a bit and bought somewhere around here. Bought the puts. I got a much better price than Jeff did. I think I got $5.50 for the puts here. And we can look at the actual contracts in a sec. And then I sold pretty quickly the next day when we had this nice drop down off this plateau. I nearly added here, but I held off. It was a silly mistake. Should have been more patient. Again the next day, continued down. The next day sort of flattened down and a big drop today. The reason that I was a bit faster in and out of this was because of this day, which was FOMC, and you can see there was some crazy price action, big dip, big rally, and a really big pull down here. And sometimes these events are pretty unpredictable, so I didn't want to hold anything through it, which is why I took a quick 25% profits overnight on this particular trade. And I felt pretty pleased with myself, but then of course it just did this all the way down. Some people were getting out at 50%. Haven't seen many people get out for much more than that, but we'll have a look at some of the comments that people have been leaving to kind of go through that and see what the average person was able to do on this. Really tricky week though because of FOMC. Most people are getting a bit skittish, thinking about holding anything directional through FOMC. In this case, it would have paid off, but shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? And so that's what happened with the underlying cat. We should probably go and look at the options so I can show you what would have happened with these options. So we're looking for the 180 puts for October 7th. So here's October 7th, the 180 puts. This is pretty disgusting in terms of how well they're doing. So I'm just going to send this to my charts. So this is no longer the underlying price on CAT. This is the value of the particular puts that you alerted in Bullseye trades. So you can see we started off around 5-ish, around 5 here, and we finished at 18 up here. So we just had this consistent, almost exponential gain, and it makes the move I sold on look minuscule, even though it was a nice 25% overnight. We really took off in the last couple of days on the value of these puts. So really fantastic trade. Not sure how many people held it though. That's always going to be the issue. I know Jeff sold some at 7, so he got in at 6, sold some at 7, and the rest at 7.5. I got in at 5.5 and sold around 6. Or 6.85 actually. Yeah, I held it all the way up to 6.85. And so here are some of the comments, so you can see what people are saying. So this guy looks like he won, right? He got so far 5:30 on Monday out at 9.80 on Wednesday, which is awesome. Just having a look. So Solomon 4.5, he sold half at 7, riding the rest out. Yikes! If he kept holding that, I'd have enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. So people were getting in at 465. That was my ideal entry, but I wasn't patient enough. I wish I'd got it at that. Another person got 5.35 to 6.4. Yeah, so overall people did pretty well. Even though it was a terrible week in the market, Bullseye trade still came through. So yeah, I'll update this review and you guys can go through each review. I don't leave videos on each one anymore. Probably should start linking them again. I do try and link these videos under each week, but I guess I've missed a few, so I'll try and remember to put the videos to each one under there too, so you can kind of look through and go through the videos as well. So anyway, I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.